Hello and welcome to Attention and blah, blah, blah. Hello and welcome to Intention Ascension. Aaliyah. Hello and welcome to Intention Ascension. And today I want to talk about gratitude and abundance because there's so much goodness to come from these two things. And I was just in a meeting on gratitude and having gratitude for all the things in our life because what we already have is only telling the universe that we're ready for more. And I am currently working on gratitude because I don't feel like I'm an ungrateful person in any way, shape, or form. But I recognize that there's a lot of room still. There's a lot of room for a lot more gratitude. And also recognizing that if you feel stuck, there's probably something there that you have not yet done, whatever that means for you. I know that there was a point in time where I felt like I was stuck in my career, but I knew that I had gotten that job for a reason. And by that, I mean that there were just like a bunch of different signs that were happening at that time, or no, sorry, within the year prior to. And it led me right into that job. And there were some things that I'd already accomplished and a few things that I'd already done that prepared me for that job. But when I got there, I was like, this is not the business. This is not what I want. And I started putting out my application to a bunch of different, my resume, my curriculum vitae to a bunch of different places. And it was like nothing was moving. And I was like, okay, look, I know that if I want things to change, then I have to be the one to change them. And if I feel like I'm stuck somewhere, I'm the only one that can move myself, which isn't true, actually, because sometimes the universe will move you. Like if you feel like you're at a job and you love your job, but it's not really fulfilling you, or you have done it for so long that you could literally do it in your sleep and there's something else out there for you, the universe is going to move you and it's going to look ugly when they do because I guarantee you probably had like 500 warning signs prior to that happening, but it's all in your perception and how you decide that you're going to look at that job loss and is going to reflect like how you bounce back from it. So, and we can touch on that in a minute. But so I was thinking at this one particular job that I was pretty sure I manifested. I was like, yay. And then I got there and I was like, whoa, ugh, this is not what I want. Ugh. And then I started to feel stuck. Well, I knew that when I got there, I had a mission. I knew that I had a mission because of, like I said, all the connecting dots from the work that I had been doing the year before, plus the things I was seeing. And then it just like shot up out of my sleep one day. And so it had to have come from my subconscious. I had to have known from whatever was happening in my dream, whatever message my higher self gave me. I shot out of my sleep and I was like, I got to complete this mission. Like I have to do A, B, C, and D. And then I got it all wrapped up together and connected the dots. And I found myself where I was supposed to go. And then boom, all of a sudden doors started opening for me. And but it wasn't until I made those very specific chess moves because I knew that I was there for a reason. So until I started actually chipping away at that work. Now, when we're talking about distorted energy and deception, this job had me where I would come home and I would not want to do anything. Like I was so drained from everything going on in that job. And that it was like from the moment that you walked into the place you were working, it's like you wanted to stay in your car for 20 minutes before you went inside. Like we on salary, girl. I'm gonna stay in my car for 20 minutes because this day is not gonna stop until I walk out this door. And when I walk out this door, it still doesn't stop because half the time I can't walk out the door because there's all these other things that have to be done before I walk out the door. And then by the time I get home, I'm just like, I don't want to do anything. Let me put on some documentaries and like just totally check out of life. I don't want I literally felt like I could not do anything else other than go to work and then numb myself out. Go to work and then numb myself out with TV, taking a bath, falling asleep, nothing productive. I wasn't advancing. I really truly felt stuck in many different ways. So watch out for those jobs too, because if you're working a job that drains you emotionally and physically, and maybe you're not even physically doing anything really, but you're just like kaput by the time you get home, that is distorted energy. So instead of recognizing that I was in distorted energy because I had a mission that I was supposed to be accomplishing there, I allowed it to overtake me for a few months. And then, like I said, I shot out of bed, just like, zoop, I've got a mission. Let me get this kick started. And then from there, one thing led to another. And I was able to remove myself from that situation. So we certainly don't want to be stuck in anything like that, but practicing gratitude, because when we practice gratitude for the things that we have, then we are able to let the universe know that we want more. And this was explained to me. I forget, I must have been watching or reading something. But if you have a friend that you give a gift to and they love it, and they always have that reaction when you give that gift. And then you have a friend that every time you give them a gift, they are upset. They always are griping, complaining. It's like not a happy moment. Well, that's like the universe gifting us. And so if we're like me, like all the time, we're blocking our own abundance by lack of gratitude, lack of thankfulness for the things that we do have. And so I try to keep this in mind. And I heard someone say, you could be grateful for everything. Like when you wake up in the morning, thank you, bed, for keeping me comfortable. Thank you, pillow, for holding my head throughout the night. Thank you, blankets, for keeping me warm. Thank you, ground, for allowing me to walk on you. Thank you, shoes, for supporting my feet. Thank you, pants, for still fitting me or whatever, for covering me, and so on and so forth. And I never thought about gratitude to that extent. And I'm also a minimalist too. So I really don't have a whole lot of stuff. Minimalist by trade and lack of desire to move things when I move, because I seem to be a grid worker and find myself all over the place often. I'm like, all right, gotta go, murmur, like there's a job over here, murmur, here we go. And I do get tired of moving state lines and starting over, and even not even state lines, sides of town. I'm like, can I fit it in the car? If it doesn't fit in the car, it's not coming. Donate it. Like, I don't know if I'm a minimalist or if I'm just lazy, but either way, it has landed me into a place where I have gratitude for the few things that I do have, and massive amount of gratitude for when I replace things that I've given away or left places or whatever the case may be, which has also taught me how powerful manifestation is. I have replaced so many very similar items to things that I've previously had. So I grew up in Alaska, and I was so attracted to the beach style and the white wicker, the white walls, like brass and glass and seashells and just beachy vibes. And so because of that, one of the attractions I had in furniture was to white wicker. And I had a white wicker bedroom set in Alaska. I found white wicker furniture in California. And I got rid of everything in Alaska, and then I found it again in California, and then I ended up getting rid of everything in California, and then now I am where I currently am, and I walk into this. Um, it was a it was a secondhand store. Why am I blanking? What this is called? Anyways, I'm tired, I think. So I walk into one of those, and I guess it's kind of like a Habitat for Humanity kind of thing or whatever. And then boom, there's my white wicker. And I was like, holy smokes. Now I have to have it. And so I could like that to me is also, I guess I've heard that that shows also lack of gratitude too, because you're just like throwing stuff away that you've already had before and whatnot, but I never mean it in that way. And I don't just like throw stuff away. I always donate it. Right. So I look at it like it's coming back to me. But what are the chances? I was in this little tiny town, and it was just, I don't know, it's just like in a little tiny Hobunk town out in the middle of nowhere. And there's my stuff, you just like delicately sitting there waiting for me. So, um, ugh, ugh. There, so it's for me, it's not about like throwing stuff away, but it's about having stuff come back to me. And that's been proven over and over and over again. And with the gratitude, it, like I said, it allows us to open up our ability to accept and receive more from the universe as we push forward. And so I'm grateful for, you know, I try to remind myself to be grateful for every little thing. Like at a stoplight, you can look around and look at all the different things that you can be grateful for just in that moment to start getting into the habit. So it took me a little while, but I'm starting to remember to like thank my bed, thank my pillow, thank my shoes. And it might feel a little bit weird at first, but everything that is new can feel weird at first, and then it gets normal. And so then that gratitude unlocks our abundance. And I mean, abundance isn't just money. Abundance is the things that we have in our lives. It attracts people into our electromagnetic field. We can attract better friends, or that's one of the things. Is so cute. My daughter was telling me that she said, well, Mom, you know, we pray every night. You should pray for God to remove the people that aren't good for you and bring in people who are. And so I know that when I focus on gratitude and I focus on being thankful, I also attract a lot of people into my space. And now I have, I think, well, no, okay, I got to stop saying I think, the gift of discernment. So that way I can catch the red flags and then push away the people that I know are coming in to like not contribute or not necessarily absorb, but to be able to utilize the positive energy just for a temporary period of time, or to help them elevate themselves. But to be able to tell when someone is coming in as an energy vampire that's like, I want this, you know, because for me, they come in all like extra. They come in like their energy and my energy are going to like come together, and then they're going to make like firework and everything's going to be beautiful and great. And then it's not. And that's my discernment. It is one of the biggest lessons that I've had to learn multiple times, because who's not attracted to fireworks? I love fireworks. And I love that when someone can come into my space and make me feel like we're fireworks when we're together. But unfortunately, that has not been the case for me for long-term greatness yet. Yes, I know that one day it will come, because I love that feeling. I love that feeling of being like, woohoo, like we're all the way up here, like let's stay up here. But you can't stay up there for too long. So, but I'm an addict for those high highs. All right, you guys, I love you, and I will talk to you soon.